So Mehdi Hasan was on Jubilee's debate recently where he debated 20 far-right conservatives and challenged their views. There were a lot of standout clips, specifically this one by this guy who goes by Connor. I want to play for you guys a clip of this, and then I'll read the rest of this article because he ends up losing his job and starts begging for donations online on a Christian crowdfunding website. And not only that, but some of the comments that were left were extremely disturbing. So let's watch this really quick.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution and
we
stuff
may
like
have
that,
to
which is
rename
bad.
this show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this. Because you know that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat cats. They were aristocrats.
Are you in favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
You mentioned Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic,
He only killed combatants. Is that what you're claiming?
Yeah, he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill people.
You just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi
is mutual,
and being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't in a state that I was running. I wouldn't want to hurt you or anything like that. But quite frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
Okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great.
So this whole Jubilee debate thing, I mean, like, there's a way to have these healthy debates and talk about these issues with people who disagree with you. But at this point, they're just platforming people who have these wildly extreme views that are just not safe to be broadcasted to millions of people. As Mehdi Hasan said, like, do you realize that millions of people are going to watch this? And he said, I don't care. But apparently he does care, because now he's claiming that he was fired from his job for openly admitting that he's a fascist and is now trying to crowdfund money to hold him over and make ends meet until he can get another job. So let me read this article for you guys. So a man who admitted to being a fascist during a debate claims he's been fired from his job after sharing his traditional right-wing political views and is now asking for handouts. The man, who identifies himself as Connor, in a fundraiser asking for donations but uses a pseudonym, Pine Sap, was one of 20 far-right conservatives who debated progressive broadcaster Mehdi Hasan as part of Jubilee's Surrounded series. That's a screenshot kind of like edited of him there. During the debate, which has been viewed almost 4 million times on YouTube alone, Connor said he believes in autocracy and was asked by Hasan if he's a fan of the Nazis, saying, quote, I frankly do not care being called a Nazi at all, Connor answered. Connor, who identifies himself as Catholic, also complained that the Nazis persecuted the church a little bit. That was a direct quote, as you guys had seen in the video. Asked about the Nazi persecution of Jews specifically, Connor added, quote, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. There was a little bit of persecution and stuff like that, which is bad, he added when Hasan pressed him on Jewish persecution again. We may have to rename the show, Hasan added, because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican. Hey, what can I say? He replied with a cheeky smile. When Hasan suggested that Connor should describe himself as a fascist, Connor said, yeah, I am, before laughing manically and receiving applause from the others in the debate. So now this dude is claiming that he was fired from his job and is trying to raise money. And in that, he says, I am raising money as an emergency fund for the other expenses while I look for a new job. The page reads, without providing details on the role or company he was supposedly fired from, unfortunately, voicing full legal traditional right-wing political views results in real consequences. This is cancel culture and political discrimination on full display. You don't get to call yourself a fascist, sympathize with Nazis, and then say that you're being canceled. I mean, that's extreme. That's kind of a reach. That's not kind of, that is a reach. The page has already blown past its original $15,000 goal, with contributions hitting just under $20,000 as of Tuesday morning. Someone left a comment saying, "We need a white nation. It's our only future. Viva la fascism." One donor wrote while contributing $88, and the number 88 is coded far-right symbol used by neo-Nazis and white supremacists, which stands for Heil Hitler, as H is the 8th letter in the alphabet. These are your neighbors. These are the people you work with. These are the people you pass by on the street. These are the people who are just all around us. Another person said, "We are rising and must look after one another." Another anonymous donor posted while chipping in $15. Connor discussed getting fired without naming the company or his job title during an appearance on the Rift Report podcast on Monday. The continuous platforming of this guy. "Well, unfortunately, I lost my job as a result, and no one is really to blame for that," he said of the debate. "You're to blame. It's just the culture that kind of exists currently surrounding the manner in which you are canceled for voicing any heterosexual Christian sort of moral belief that goes beyond sort of the secularism and the relativism that we're so used to in our time." Connor did not immediately respond to a request for comment from the Daily Beast. Again, it's the whole "I'm being canceled" thing. I'm going to go on this show. I'm going to say the craziest stuff, right? I'm going to call myself a fascist. I'm going to sympathize with Nazis. And then once I get let go from my job, I'm going to say that, "Hey, I'm being canceled. This is unfair. Please donate to me because I lost my job, because I admitted that I'm a fascist." This Jubilee surrounded series is extremely dangerous. They do put up fact checks on the screen, but people don't care about that. People care about the viral clips, and these are the clips that go extraordinarily viral. Like, I have seen wall-to-wall coverage of this everywhere, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, like everywhere, on Facebook. Like, it's literally everywhere. Mehdi Hasan is an amazing debater, and he definitely did not back down from these people. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched some of the most viral clips. But the fact that the comments of people donating and the fact that he's getting people surrounding him to prop him up for this goes to show you that these people are all around us.